Howdy Simmers! With the Infants update and the new pack coming next month, I've been in the mood to build some family homes in The Sims 4. I do typically build family homes anyway, but a lot of the time they're on the smaller side. The house I've built for you today is only meant for 4 Sims, but it is a lot bigger than what I'm used to building. So I built this house on a 30 by 30 lot in Brindleton Bay, and typically when I build houses, I build them on like 30 by 20 lots, 20 by 30 lots, I don't know. Basically lots that are very much smaller than the one I was building on. And yes, it doesn't fit that many Sims into it, but there are lots of activities for your Sims to do. There are a couple computers around, there are some TVs, lots of bookshelves, there's an easel, and also some gym equipment in the garage, and a lot of stuff for your Sims to do, basically. So your Sims will never get bored in this house. And I've also put in a pool, and I even managed a wishing well into the house, which I have never put anywhere in any of my builds before. Um, I don't typically build bigger houses because I'm usually pretty intimidated by them. But for whatever reason, my idea with like family homes typically is like kind of a bigger home because, you have kids running around all the time and I don't know, you have to accommodate for a lot of Sims. So, bigger house. I actually put a laundry system into the house as well. And I don't typically put garages in my builds because we don't have cars, so we don't really have a need for them, but I added one in anyway because it was just a nice touch. But we do have a really nice backyard as well that has a pool, and there's a grill back there, and it's a good time. So, if you're the kind of person who has your Sims be like very entertaining and like throws parties all the time, this house will probably work for your Sims decently well. Um, but yeah, so there are only 3 bedrooms, and I have the teen bedroom and the master bedroom upstairs, but then the kids' bedroom is downstairs. And this also has 3 bathrooms, but only 2 of them are really full. The one downstairs next to the kids' room only has the sink and a toilet. But the laundry room is also down there, and both are kind of close to the garage, so it won't be too difficult for your Sims to kind of go in there and get a workout if they want to. So I don't really put home gyms in like any of my builds, and I think because this was a much bigger house than what I'm used to, I got to experiment a little bit more with things. I got to add in things I don't usually do. I put some of those like I guess what are they called? Freezes or something? The trim that kind of goes around the house. I never put that on any of my builds. So I was really excited to actually get to use it, and I think the house turned out okay. I will say I completely forgot to change up the roof. So it is just like the default roofing that comes when you put a roof on, and I also forgot to add roof trim. But it's okay because in the end I think it looks fine without it anyway. The house really did end up looking nice, I think, and I am really happy with how it turned out, despite me forgetting to mess with the roofs. But I'm not gonna lie, I struggled a lot with trying to figure out how to use these freezes, and also landscaping kind of took me out a little bit. I also had a problem with the stairs. At one point I noticed they kind of disappeared, and I could not get them to fit back to where I had them before. It was, oh man, it was a struggle. So I've cut out a lot of that footage of me messing with that because I don't think you would find that entertaining in the slightest. I know I certainly didn't. Um, but yeah, and I put columns basically all over the house, which I'm trying to get better at because I know a lot of people do that. And for me, for whatever reason, I just don't typically do that. I don't know. I very much focus more on the interior than I do exterior when I'm building, which I know probably isn't like the best thing because you want the house to look nice. But I just struggle with interiors so much, and the landscaping especially gave me a hard time because, as we know, I am not good at landscaping. So I cut out a lot of the footage of me trying to adjust that as well. But I just went around and put all the flooring in, and yeah. And something I actually did that I don't really do is I went into debug because I really did want to add some kind of car into the garage to make it actually seem more like a garage. So, of course, I had to jump into debug to get one of those cars out since we don't actually have cars in this game. But it's fine. It works. Um, so, just getting all the doors in and adjusting them. So, I don't remember if there's any doors I end up moving. I think my layout worked out fairly well. So, Oh, another thing I experimented with is I did this kind of trick that I've seen a lot of people do where they put some of those upper kitchen cabinets underneath the TV as like a console kind of thing. It actually worked really well. And originally I was going for kind of this like, I don't know, darker color scheme of like orange and browns, almost like an autumnal, uh, is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Like autumn vibes, essentially. In the end, I did not go with it. It just didn't look right to me, I guess. I don't know. It could have been like all the dark browns, just not really being my vibe. So what I end up going with is this like kind of middle ground green color. It's not like super dark, but it's also not like very light. It's not like pastel or anything. Um, but I'm actually really happy with how the living room turned out, and I kind of incorporate that green throughout the main area because the living room, kitchen, and dining is all open space. It's not like closed off from each other. It's all open concept, I guess, is the term I'm looking for. But I kind of have the green just flowing throughout that downstairs area, and I think it all turned out amazing. And of course, I got to use some of the clutter from the Everyday Clutter Kit, so I have a little coffee mug next to the computer on that desk. And yeah, so we do have a computer area both down here and upstairs. Um, and kind of a new thing that I did is I downloaded some uh, not really custom paintings from the gallery, and I just hung them around the house. So yeah, that's a kind of cool trick that I discovered from watching other people uh, with their speed builds. So it doesn't mark your build on the gallery as having CC when you do that, and I think that's a really cool thing. And if you didn't know before that you could do that, now you do. So we have this nice little kind of front entrance area. It's nothing super special. Little table just with like some clutter and stuff. I put more of that everyday clutter stuff on there, like the uh, key in the phone, some sunglasses, a water bottle. Um, and yeah, I will say I use a lot of rugs throughout the downstairs area, but honestly, I think it worked out fine. Um, I don't think any of them really clash, and that's great. I don't have them like super close to each other either, so it's not like they're intersecting in any of the other areas and throwing off the vibe. But yeah, so moving on to the kitchen, I actually got to make like a decent sized kitchen for once. Uh, so I'm actually really happy with that. I feel like I don't make very big kitchens a lot of the time when I um do like builds. I don't know. The kitchens have never been like my main focus. I know we have like a lot of kitchen clutter, but to me we almost don't have enough. I also got to add this little like kind of bar area in the kitchen as well, which I don't do too often. Or I guess it's like islandy kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I didn't put in like an actual bar or anything into this build, but it's fine. Not every house has to have a bar. Not everyone does have a bar in their house usually anyway. The house that I grew up in originally, we did not have a bar, but then downstairs we have an entire like bar area in the house that my family moved into. And yeah, so bars aren't for every house. I do typically try to put one in if there's space for it, but I don't know. Because the bedroom for the kid was so small, I decided to put kind of this like kiddie play area out here in this hallway. I really did not know what to do with this giant space, so I just kind of utilized it like that because I knew that the kid's bedroom wasn't very big. So I think it's still kind of out of the way of the dining room. Like it's still next to it, so it's fairly close, but it's not like bothering it or anything. And in the end, I think it's actually kind of a nice space. So moving on to the bathroom, I did the double counter stuff instead of a loose sink, I guess. I don't know. I did a built-in sink. Got the little plunger thing that came with the bathroom clutter kit. And yeah, I love the bathroom clutter kit so much. I know a lot of people were kind of complaining about the quality of it. I actually really like the pack though. I think it was a really cute addition and it just makes my bathrooms feel so much more alive. But moving on to the laundry space. I don't often put laundry into my builds. I know not everyone is a fan of laundry, and I think sometimes the system can get a little bit broken and borked and all that. But I mean, it's a nice gameplay feature sometimes. And since I was building a family home, I really wanted to try to make it feel more like lived in, I guess. Or I don't know. Sometimes laundry is good for family gameplay. I know not everyone likes it, but here we are. I built a laundry room. Enjoy. So some people like that added realism. I don't know necessarily how I feel about it, but sometimes I use the laundry system, sometimes I don't. And it's fine. Um, I did only end up putting one shelf in there, but what I did put on the shelf was some like clutter detergent stuff and also a few like extra rolls of toilet paper for if your Sims ever run out of toilet paper, which obviously they can't because they don't actually use the toilet paper in the game. But it's good for like visual storytelling. So there we go. And moving on to the kids' room, like I said, it is fairly small. There's not too much in there. I had a little like science table and one of the stuffed animals in there, and that is really it. So getting into the gym, I did add some gym equipment. We even have the like cheer mat or anything if like maybe the teenager wants to do like cheerleading or something. And like I said, I did go into debug to pull out a car just so we could have a little something extra in the garage because I didn't want the space to feel like super empty. Um, but yeah, I also throw a bike into the build here, and I was originally gonna put it into the garage, but I decided to just put it outside, and I think it's fine there. So yeah, I really am happy with kind of the color scheme that I went with. So I don't know. I often don't do a lot of colors in my builds just because I don't really want them to clash. I'm not good at making like super colorful builds a lot of the time. And I'm still getting used to doing furnishings first before I do the wallpaper because a lot of the time the wallpapers and like the colors of the walls do very much determine like what kind of furniture I'm using and what colors, and sometimes it just gets to be a little bit too much. So yeah, I don't know. As you can see, I am trying to find a color that kind of suits that green a little bit more, and for the most part, I end up just doing white in kind of the main areas, but I do have a few of those like accent walls that I've just put around. So you can see I use it in the kitchen and in the living room. And I think I also use it upstairs in the parents' bedroom as well. Um, yeah, so working with accent walls a little bit more. It's still a fairly colorful house. But for the kids' room, I went with like orange and blue and yellow as kind of the theme. And then for the teen room, I believe it's like pink and brown with like maybe hints of purple. I don't entirely remember. Um, but yeah, I'm really happy with how this house turned out, honestly, especially considering I don't typically do houses that are this big. Um, but yeah, I think it turned out really cute, and I actually remember to change out the lighting, not just do the little saucers all throughout the house. I still do have a few of them in some of the rooms, stuff like bathrooms or the garage. I left the saucers in there, but I maybe rearranged them. Uh, yeah. So moving on to the parents' bedroom, I think this is where I kind of go with the more autumnal kind of vibes. So we do have some like kind of yellowy orange going on here and a lot more of those darker brown tones. Um, I don't know. I feel like it just kind of worked better in this room. And so we just kind of go with it. I really do like how this room turned out, though. I don't know what my favorite room in the entire house would be. Honest, honestly, I'd probably say maybe the living room, actually, because I do like how that turned out, and I'm glad that I did not go with the whole orange and dark brown vibes down there. I definitely feel like it works better in this kind of like smaller space. So yeah. I did originally go into this bathroom with this kind of layout in mind of having the shower and the bathtub against like the far wall. But then I wanted to put a mirror behind the sink, and so I kind of make some adjustments and I just kind of shove everything kind of along those back walls. So we have the shower a little bit closer to the door, but it is perfectly fine. And then I'm just working on the other bathroom that is up here, so it's a little bit on the smaller side. And yeah, I don't know. Like even with the clutter kit for the bathroom, I still don't do a lot with my bathrooms. Like sometimes I will, a lot of the times I just don't though because bathrooms don't have really a lot going on in them anyway. Um so Yeah, I don't know. I for those smaller bathrooms, it's kind of hard to make use of a lot of the stuff that we got because there's just not a lot of space for them, but I do the best I can. All right, so we're in the teen bedroom right now, and like I said, I went with a lot of pink and kind of brown, and there's like some touch of white actually in here, just with like that little poof that I put. But overall, like I don't know. I feel like the vibes for each room are very, very different from each other, and I kind of like that because Sims obviously aren't going to have all the same personalities. Um, but I tried to incorporate kind of what I could. And over here I have the easel, another computer, and I also put a chess table back here. So that way there were even more activities for your Sims to do. And yeah, I pulled out this one rug from Eco Living. This like I don't know what shape it is. It reminds me of a guitar pick essentially, but it's kind of this like greeny blue vibe. And I end up putting this like seating area over here where I use that rug because that is just so pretty. But I pulled out a little radio and I also got the matching couch and chair set. And yeah, so we have just kind of a little extra hangout place where you can listen to music and stuff. So your Sims are not going to be bored in this house. There is so much for them to do. And we haven't even gotten to the backyard yet. So all I'm doing right now is putting in the lights. But yeah, I do think this ended up being one of my favorite builds that I've ever done. I think I've only done like one other decently sized build before, but it was a long time ago. And between the two, I almost think I like this one more. So I think my skills have definitely improved since that build. I'm still not going to consider myself a very good builder, but this house definitely is one of the better ones I've made. So getting into the backyard, I did add a pool and we have a little grill space and you can relax out here. We have some lounge chairs that I'll put out here and obviously have the picnic area. And I was trying to find something to kind of cover the picnic area, but I couldn't find what I was looking for. So I just decided to scrap it and put in some pool floaties because everyone loves pool floaties. And I haven't gone swimming in ages. Now I'm like, I just want to go swimming, but it's still really cold here. So like, even if I wanted to go swimming, it would not happen. Oh yeah, I also put some planter boxes, and then I threw in that wishing well, like I told you. So, oh gosh, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think so. It's definitely a busy home. But we are getting to the end now, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the game and give y'all the full tour. Alright, so this is the house that I have built for y'all. So, like I said before, I did forget to do anything with the roof, but it is alright. And I did go ahead and put down a little pathway from the sidewalk to the front door, and it also goes towards the garage, which we will go out to see in a little bit, but I want to start by taking you inside the build and kind of showing you like what your Sims will walk into. So we're going to come through this front door and you are met with this cute little entrance area. Like I said, we have the table just filled with clutter. There's a mirror above it. We have a little backpack and also some shoes and like a coat hanger. And I've, of course, included the thermostat from Seasons because most people usually have Seasons in their game. I don't expect them to not. And that's a very important thing to have for your Sims. But we have this little desk area here, and I managed to sneak in the decorations box as well. And like I said, we have some custom paintings in the game that do not mark your build as having custom content, which is great. So over here we have the living room, which is super duper cute. Definitely my favorite spot in the whole house. We have those double tables in the middle just because I felt that just the single one was still a bit too small for the area. And yeah, there is a bookshelf over here as well. And another way that I kind of experimented with this house as well is I actually used some of the platforms to create these little like stairs. And I don't do that too much, so it's kind of a cool little thing that I decided to do. We got the kitchen over here. Like I said, we have that kind of island area. There is a dishwasher, a microwave, and also a coffee machine. So we have a few appliances that your Sims might enjoy having throughout the house. We have this little dining area as well, which I didn't end up putting anything in the center there. Probably could have, but it's fine without it. We got some more custom paintings over here. I tried to incorporate some greenery into the actual like art as well, not just the furniture. And I think it all turned out okay. So this is the little play area for the kids sim that I put out here. So we have the dollhouse, little toy box, and just a couple seating things around. We have the little like chore board from Parenthood, and also we have a couple of aprons as just like decor stuff. And then going through here, we have the first bathroom, and like I said, this is only a half bathroom. So we have the sink, and there's a toilet, and just like a little shelf of like towels and stuff in here. So the kid will still have to go upstairs if they want to like properly shower or anything. But through here we have the kids' room. So another custom painting here. I really tried to utilize the paintings that were on the gallery. But yeah, it's definitely a smaller room, but I think it still turned out okay. There's a few activities for your kids sim to do around here, and you know, they can always come out here and play with the dollhouse or with some of the toys. Got a couple more custom art over here. I also tried to kind of mix some of the custom art and the art in the game together, just to kind of make something unique looking. So I'm still incorporating some stuff that actually came with the game, but other stuff is just made by other people. And this is our laundry rooms. Like I said, I have detergent on the shelf and also a couple extra toilet rolls. We got a broom hanging up, and then just got a couple laundry baskets down here. And then we go through the garage. We have the chair mat here. There's the car. And then we have just like a few gym equipment type of stuff, and just some storage things over here. I also added some gym clutter to here because I thought that would maybe be a nice touch as well, since we have the gym equipment. And yes, I did use a few Batu windows in here. I like Journey to Batu, and no one can deprive me of that. And while we're down here, I'm gonna go ahead and come out this back door and show you the backyard. So we have this little kind of barbecue area. There is a big trash can back here as well. So you don't have to worry about your Sims just like dumping trash on the ground, because we do have the trash can in the kitchen and also this bigger one. So the little picnic area, I put a lantern on the table and also a picnic basket as like a kind of cutie touch. We have the planter boxes, and then this big pool with a little lounge area over there. And then from over here, you can kind of see the wishing well that I have put in this house. So hopefully your Sims will take great joy in having a wishing well in their backyard. I've never done any of the gameplay with the wishing well before, so yeah. Alright, we are gonna head upstairs now. We come upstairs, and we have on our landing spot, we have this little like planter kind of thing here with a huge lamp that I feel very much brightens up the space. But we have another little desk area over here, and we also have the easel and the chess table. So this is more of like your kind of activity office type of space. So I did those layered rugs from, I want to say that's from Laundry Day, because I felt like it kind of fit the space a little bit. And yeah, I've been using some of these like night lights from the bathroom clutter kit around the house. They don't give off like a lot of light, but they're kind of a nice touch and they're really cute. Coming over here, we have a few more custom paintings, and we also have the seating area that I was telling you about. So I think it turned out really, really cute, and I am absolutely in love with it. And then there's also a bookshelf up here. But going into here, we have the teen room, which of course is on the small side, but lots of light coming in here from the windows. And I thought I put some curtains in here, but I guess maybe I didn't. But we have the mirror here, and there's a little TV for them to watch while they're relaxing on the bed. And they actually have a nice view of like the kind of back area, and you can kind of see the wishing well from down there. So super nice. And then coming around here, we have the bathroom that has the shower and bathtub combo, and of course the toilet and the sink. And then, I'm sorry, my camera's getting like super wonky right now. Coming in here, we have the master bedroom, which I think actually my curtains have just disappeared because I know for a fact I put curtains on these windows and they are not showing up. But we have that autumnal feel that I was talking about, so I once again added that accent wall to the room, and then I just painted the walls all like this kind of brown color. And then going through here, we just have the last bathroom, and yeah, so it's nothing like super fancy. I think all of my curtains have just disappeared from the lot, but they should be. Oh yeah, they've disappeared from here. But the build is on the gallery, so yeah, it's just called Big Sized Family Home if you want it. My gallery name is TheSimmingKoala with 2 A's. I always leave it in the description for y'all. But as you can see, it does have the curtains actually like on the build. So that's just my game glitching and deciding, hey, all your curtains are gonna be gone now. So yeah, there you go. But that is the house. Like I said, I am very proud of this build. It is one of the bigger builds that I have ever done before because I really don't do a lot of big builds. Smaller, cozier homes are definitely more of my vibe. I definitely feel a little bit more comfortable building those. Despite me not doing anything with the roof, I'm really happy with how this house turned out. So if you want to download it, go ahead. Like I said, my gallery name is just in the description of the video. If you want it, it's TheSimmingKoalaa with 2 A's at the end because my username was taken with just the 1 A. So it's fine. If you like Sims content, I do a lot of building and Sims news, and I also have a legacy series going, and I also do like create some challenges, build challenges. I do it all. So if you're interested in Sims content like that, definitely recommend subscribing because I'm getting pretty good at being consistent with my uploads. So yeah, I post a lot of Sims content. So if you're interested in any of that, feel free to hit that little subscribe button. But with that, I am gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel and make sure you have notifications on so you don't miss anything. Be sure to follow my socials. Links are below. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.